George Kenner. This is going to be maybe a bit controversial. And the reason for it is there is a great brand loyalty by people that own C02 lasers. Every time that I post something about my Mira or the Nova series that I've recently reviewed, I find that, the negative comments on my YouTube channel pop up. However, I'm not going to let that dissuade me, and I won't take those away. I've even allowed people or offered people an opportunity to interview me live. No one's ever taken me up on it. Now, in the last video that I did, I showed the Nova, and I showed some technology that's not available from any other manufacturer. Now, that comes in basically two parts. One is an air system that will blow air across the table back to the suction device. The other is an iris or baffle system that will control that airflow and even give you a downward airflow concentrated when you're cutting, so you get a cleaner cut. Those two in combination probably set Aeon apart from the others. Maybe that's the reason that everyone else did it. Now, what I did in that video was I told everybody, contact the other companies if you're considering buying one of these machines, and ask them if they do that. Well, what's happened to me is I was going to buy a CO2 laser, and obviously I did. I went through a tool analysis, what I really wanted, what I really needed, not what I really wanted. What I wanted one of the larger Nova machines. But it became very, apparent that I didn't need that. But guess what? The desire hasn't gone away. And as I review more machines and I spend more time down at the Aeon facility and I find out more, well, I'll call it laser fever is hit. Sometimes it's car fever. I think I'm going to need a new car because I just recently did a project with a slab wooden table, and I do a lot of woodwork also. I'm going to need something bigger than the little four-door car that I had to carry around some of the slabs. I'm also setting up another shop in another location with my girlfriend, and everything is going to be there, including another Stepcraft M1000 CNC. So I started to, go to the justification of, should I really buy another laser? And I started to do all the research, and I started to think, I'd really like to have one of those things that's brand new on the market, or at least brand new in the advertising, and that's an RF laser. Now, an RF is a radio frequency CO2 driven laser. And there's a woman that I know that has really a large Facebook group, not as much of a YouTube following as some others, but she has a very large following, and she just got from another manufacturer an RF tube. Well, she has now an RF machine and the regular glass CO2 machine. Now, here's the thing. Aeon has a machine called the Supernova. Guess what the Supernova has? It has both the RF and the glass tube in the same machine. And in comparison to the machine that the woman purchased, it is very, very close to the same price. Yes, you get two laser tubes, the RF tube and the glass tube, for the price of the single RF from the other manufacturer that claims to be one of the top 3 in the nation. Now, don't take my word for any of this. Go look for yourself. But if I was going to buy another laser, these would be the things that I would want to research. But of course, a competitor is not going to jump up and down. And, honestly, it took me being at Aeon and going through really a technical analysis of the machines to be able to share with you people to know that this was even available. I would really like to share this with everybody. You can end up with 2 machines for the same footprint as one. So if you're working in a smaller facility, that's a real consideration. In fact, the RF tube, and this is from an engineer's mouth, is much better for photorealistic engraving on things like acrylic and stone and that type of thing than say a standard glass CO2 tube. That's why people want the RF tube. There's more detail that can be obtained. Now the glass tube, because it's taking a bigger, let's call it a bigger chunk, is actually better for cutting. So if you have the right tool for the job, you're going to get it done in a little better fashion. And if you're in a business, why wouldn't you want to spend just a couple $1,000s more to get the availability of an RF tube without having to double the cost of the machine and increase the footprint?
As I edited this video, I thought to myself, what would be the most powerful tool that I could give my viewers to aid them buy the best machine? And I thought, if they could see me interview someone from Aeon Laser about the technical specifications of an RF tube versus glass tube, a supernova versus maybe some of the other competitors, that would be it. If you have a question you'd like me to ask, please put it down in the comments. If you're a competitor and you'd like to have me interview you, please contact me. Equal time for everybody.
Now, to me, that's worth knowing, that's worth researching, that's worth talking to the manufacturers about when you go to buy one of these machines. I highly encourage you, don't believe me, pick up the phone, call the salesman. Now, my favorite salesperson is a sales manager at Aeon. I have met her. She sold me my first machine, and I'm talking to her right now about getting a supernova in the smallest footprint. It comes in multiple sizes. But there's a reason that what I have heard in the industry is Aeon is the move up machine. If you start with one, you may go to an Aeon. Well, my attitude is, because there's such parity in price, why not just go to the Aeon right away? That's what I did, at least with my Mira 7 Pro. Now, if I'm going to jump up to a 100-watt machine in a larger box, why wouldn't I get it with the RF tube for just a few thousand more when it would cost me the exact same amount to do it? Go do the math. You tell me if I'm wrong. Please come into Laser Freedom in Facebook. I do not censor anybody. If you get the right tool for the job, you've done everything that I want. You have a very good day. If there's anything I can do to help you, especially in finding the right tool for the job, I'll direct you to the professional. Don't take my word for it. Talk to the professionals.